If I were to ask you to name some of the greatest English strikers of the last several decades, what names come to mind? Lineker? Shearer? How about Michael Owen? Owen terrorised the opposing defences like few others in the history of football, and his rise to success and stardom was unlike anything we had ever witnessed at that time. Although his career was sidetracked due to a devastating injury he suffered while he was still relatively young, at best he was as clinical a finisher as any, and in this video we will take a closer look at his brilliant career. But before we begin, please hit that subscribe and like buttons and leave a comment in the section below. We love hearing from you and reading what you have to say. Young Michael got his early exposure to the game from his father Terry, who played professionally as a midfielder. He had a big influence on Michael, and Owen has credited his father as the person most responsible for moulding him into the person that he is. Owen started playing football at the age of 7, and a year later his father saw the gift and potential and had him playing with 10-year-olds. By the following year, Owen had the attention of all the biggest clubs in England, but the prodigy who grew up rooting for Everton ironically ended up signing for their crosstown rivals Liverpool. On his 17th birthday, Michael signed his first professional contract with Liverpool. Less than 5 months later, he was handed his debut match against Wimbledon, where he would score. Although Liverpool would eventually succumb to Manchester United in the title race, the emergence of the young Owen meant that both the club and its fans had something to be excited about in the coming seasons. Owen stepped into the spotlight during the 1997-1998 season. His emergence coincided with an ACL injury suffered by Liverpool's other striker, Robbie Fowler. Owen took over and never looked back. Owen bagged 18 goals in 36 matches in the league and won the Premier League Golden Boot and the PFA Young Player of the Year. Owen made his debut for England in February 1998 against Chile in a 2-0 loss. At 18 years and 59 days of age, he became the youngest player to represent England in a century. A few months later, in a friendly versus Morocco, Owen netted his first international goal, making him the youngest ever to score for England at that time. Owen is probably best known for the goal he scored against Argentina in the knockout stage in the 1998 World Cup in France. His memorable solo goal showcased his incredible touch, speed, ability to shake off a defender, and great finishing. He became England's youngest ever World Cup scorer and was the talk of football worldwide. The 1998-99 season saw him retain the Premier League Golden Boot, despite missing time due to a hamstring injury, something that would go on to plague him for the rest of his career. He concluded the season with 18 goals in 30 league matches and was pretty much the lone bright spot in a season where Liverpool was not able to contend for the league title. Persistent hamstring problems again limited him to just 11 goals in 27 matches during the 1999-2000 season. In Euro 2000, Owen scored a goal versus Romania, but defensive shortcomings of the team meant that England had to bow out in the group stage. It was a disappointing early exit for both Owen and England. In the unforgettable 2000-2001 season, Owen and Liverpool would bounce back in a big way. Liverpool achieved the treble, winning the League Cup, the FA Cup and the UEFA Cup. Owen himself contributed 16 goals in 28 league matches and 24 goals in 46 matches in all competitions. For his efforts, Owen was awarded the Ballon d'Or, becoming the first Englishman to win the award since Kevin Keegan did more than 20 years prior. The 2001-2002 season saw Liverpool succumbing to the eventual champion Arsenal. With Owen scoring 19 times in the league in 29 matches, his performances earned him a spot on the FIFA 100 list of the world's greatest living players, as chosen by none other than the legendary Pelé. The 2002 World Cup in Japan saw Owen rise to the occasion again for the Three Lions, even though he failed to score in the group stage. Against England's arch-rival Argentina in the group stage, he drew a penalty against Argentine defender and current Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino. David Beckham calmly deposited the penalty into the net for the game's only goal. Owen scored against Denmark in the quarterfinals and netted England's only goal in their 2-1 quarterfinal loss to Brazil. The 2002-2003 season saw Owen have another strong season, with 19 goals in league play and 28 goals overall, while teaming up with the African Player of the Year, Al Hadji Diouf. But a mid-season slump by Liverpool meant that they were squeezed out of the final Champions League spot, with Man United, Arsenal, Newcastle and Chelsea finishing ahead of them. The following season was the opposite of the prior one in that although Liverpool was able to secure a Champions League spot, the season itself for Michael Owen was a frustrating one. Although he found the net a respectable 16 times in 29 league games, he was bothered by a rash of hamstring and ankle injuries and played very sparingly in mid-season. The striker himself called the season a disappointment. In Euro 2004, much was expected of both Owen and England, aided by the emergence of the teenage sensation Wayne Rooney. Owen again failed to score in the group stage but found the net in the quarter-final loss to Portugal on penalties. In the summer of 2004, Owen moved to the Spanish giants Real Madrid for a fee of around £8 million. Owen left Liverpool having scored 158 goals in 297 matches in all competitions and was the club's leading scorer in every season he played for Liverpool. At Madrid, he got off to a slow start but finished the season with 13 goals in 36 league matches and 16 goals in 45 matches in all. It should be noted that he was behind the Brazilian Ronaldo and Raul in the pecking order, and therefore many of his appearances were as a substitute, and he performed very admirably. He netted 4 more league goals than the team captain Raul, despite having started less matches and played less minutes than him. However, off the pitch, his family had trouble adapting to life in Spain, and after a season, a return to England was on the table for Owen. Owen's return to the Premier League saw him join Newcastle United for a club record fee of £16.8 million. Despite flashes of brilliance, his time at Newcastle was plagued by injuries, and he struggled to stay fit. He suffered a thigh injury at the start of the 2005-2006 season, and that was followed by a broken bone in his foot which did not heal properly and delayed his return. In his debut season at Newcastle, Owen only participated in 11 matches for Newcastle and contributed 7 goals in an injury-shortened season. At the 2006 World Cup in Germany, in the third match of the group stage against Sweden, Owen suffered a torn ACL in his right knee. This injury, which would keep him out of action until April 2007, would forever change the course of his career and rob him of the speed and quickness that were the hallmark of his game. His next few years were also marred by various injuries, and all in all, Owen bagged 26 goals in 71 appearances in all for the Magpies. In 2009, Owen moved to Manchester United, where during his 3 seasons with the club, he won the Premier League, FA Community Shield and the Football League Cup. But his time there was also riddled with injuries. Physical issues continued to haunt him thereafter, and after 1 season at Stoke City, Michael retired from professional football in 2013. When I think of Michael Owen, he reminds me a bit of the Holland international Marco van Basten. The two are vastly different in both stature and playing style, but like Owen, Van Basten had his career rudely cut short because of injury. Both left wondering, what if? What if the injury never happened? What if they played another 7-8 seasons? Nevertheless, Owen left an indelible impression on all that witnessed him during the prime of his career. His injury-shortened career does not take away from the fact that he was one of the most feared and proficient goal scorers, not just of his time, but of any era. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, be on the lookout for the next video, where we will look at the amazing career of the one and only Alan Shearer. But until then, so long and be well.